The mapping of the human genome was completed early this century. As a result, the evolutionary log of the human race lay open to us. We started with genetic engineering, and in the end we succeeded in digitizing life itself. But there are things not covered by genetic information. Human memories, ideas, culture, history. Genes don't contain any record of human history. Is it something that should not be passed on? Should that information be left at the mercy of nature? We've always kept records of our lives. Through words, pictures, and symbols. From tablets to books. But not all the information was inherited by later generations. A small percentage of the whole was selected and processed and passed on. Not unlike genes. That's what history is. But in the current, digitized world, trivial information is accumulating every second, preserved in all its triteness. Never fading, always accessible. Rumors about petty issues, misinterpretations, slander, all this junk data preserved in an unfiltered state, growing at an alarming rate. It will only slow down social progress, reduce the rate of evolution. What we propose to do is not to control content, but to create context. The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards the development of convenient half-truths. Just look at the strange juxtapositions of morality around you. Billions spent on new weapons, in order to humanely murder other humans. Rights of criminals are given more respect than the privacy of their victims. Although there are people suffering in poverty, huge donations are made to protect endangered species. Everyone grows up being told the same thing: be nice to other people. But beat out the competition. You're special. Believe in yourself, and you will succeed. But it's obvious from the start that only a few can succeed. You exercise your right to freedom, and this is the result. All rhetoric to avoid conflict and protect each other from hurt. The untested truths spun by different interests continue to churn and accumulate in the sandbox of political correctness and value systems. Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum. They stay inside their little ponds, leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large. The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right. Not even natural selection can take place here. The world is being engulfed in truth. And this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whisper. Just as in genetics, unnecessary information and memory must be filtered out to stimulate the evolution of the species. Who else could wade through the sea of garbage you people produce, retrieve valuable truths, and even interpret their meaning for later generations? That's what it means to create context. You lack the qualifications to exercise free will. Does something like a self exist inside of you? That which you call self serves as nothing more than a mask to cover your own being. In this era of ready-made truths, self is just something used to preserve those positive emotions that you occasionally feel. Another possibility is that self is a concept you conveniently borrowed under the logic that it would endow you with some sense of strength. You are simply the best. And you got there all by yourself. Ironic that although self is something that you yourself fashioned, every time something goes wrong, you turn around and place the blame on something else. It's not my fault. It's your fault. In denial, you simply resort to looking for another, more convenient truth in order to make yourself feel better, leaving behind in an instant the so-called truth you once embraced. Should someone like that be able to decide what is truth? Should someone like you even have the right to decide? You've done nothing but abuse your freedom. You don't deserve to be free. We're not the ones smothering the world. You are. The individual is supposed to be weak. But far from powerless, a single person has the potential to ruin the world. And the age of digitized communication has given even more power to the individual. Too much power for an immature species. No one quite knows who or what they are. The memories you have, and the role you were assigned, are burdens you have to carry. It doesn't matter if they were real or not. That's never the point. There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is. What are we supposed to believe in? What are we going to leave behind when we are through? We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you were right or wrong, but how much faith you were willing to have that decides the future. Don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name and your own future. And whatever you choose will be you. You didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this life is yours. And what you decide to do with it is your choice. Start over, a clean slate. A new name, new memories. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you. Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow, these are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch, and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.